I think I love myself too much. Look, this episode is coming on the fact that like a couple of weeks ago, my friend, in not the nicest tone, little bit she made me cry, was like, Valeria, I have never met someone who loves themselves as much as you love yourself. Oh, I was like, what? What are you talking about? Because also, like, it doesn't sound that good. But I can't even fault her. Like, after I think about it, she might have a point. Because I love myself. You know, I adore myself so much so. Nothing I ever do is wrong. In my eyes, I really truly am perfection itself. So yeah, the truth is this podcast episode, it could be a little bit bordering on the narcissism. I might be a little bit narcissistic, but I do just love myself. And I think more people should love themselves and think so highly of what they do, of who they are, of how they go through the world. Because at the end of the day, the truth is we are alone. We might have friends, we might have families, we might have lovers, but at the end of the day, the person we most sit with, we most talk to, we most value the opinions of is ourselves. So if you don't love yourself, your time on this earth is going to be miserable because the person that you most spend time with is yourself. So anyway, I thought I would make a little podcast episode about 5 things that I do that I have always done in order to love myself so dearly. Because there's nothing more important than falling in love with your one and true companion for this life and this life alone, which is yourself. Number 1, it is important to have a main character syndrome. You guys know this. I talked about this in my last podcast episode. I grew up being borderline delusional, okay? Borderline schizophrenic. My mind was not here. It was somewhere else in the clouds, a fictional reality, a different multiverse. I believed I was a mermaid until I was 15 years old. When I would walk around high school, I remember freshman year, I would walk around the hallways waiting for my 2 vampire brothers that would be fighting over my hand in marriage. Because I would read books and movies and TV shows, and I would take that as fact. Like, I would take that as not only do all those fictional monsters and angels and demons and devils exist, but I am also in that story. I am the main character of that story. I guess a fun little anecdote. The way I have so many of these is insane, okay? I wish I had a whole podcast dedicated to just learning what my mind was like when I was growing up, because insanity. I was in AP government freshman year, and I remember there was this gorgeous Asian guy. He was a swimmer next to me. He sat next to me. And I remember the very first day when I saw him, I was like, oh my God. Because he was tall and he had long black hair, but he had no hair on his legs. I don't know if it was because he was Asian or because he was a swimmer, but he had no hair on his legs. And for some reason, when I looked at him, I was like, oh my God, you're a werewolf. Like, I remember thinking, I was like, you are a werewolf. Why? Because in Teen Wolf and in all those werewolf movies, the werewolves always have lots of hair on their heads and no hair on their body. Like, somehow they're always hairless werewolves, beautiful boys. So I thought that this random kid from my AP government class was a werewolf. And I remember I would like buy wolfsbane and like sprinkle it on his desk before the class started in order to see if he would react. Psychotic, okay? Delusional, was not here. But I thought he was a werewolf, and I had all these fantasies, all these stories in my head. But at the end of the day, in all the stories, I was essential. I was a main character. I was gonna be a spy. I was Poseidon's daughter. I believed I was going to have 2 vampire brothers fighting for me, or I also thought I was going to be a demon slayer. The list goes on. It is endless, but at the end of the day, in all these stories and all these delusions, I was important. I was essential to the plot. I was a main character. And I still think I do this to this day. I've snapped out of the delusion, okay? I do not believe that I'm going to have Sam and Dean Winchester trying to get into like my bedroom dorm to fight some demons. I understand that now, but I still believe that I'm a little bit of the main character. I'll create these little stories in my head. I'll be sitting at a coffee shop and I'll see a cute guy walk in and I'll be thinking in my head, I'm like, oh my God, I must look so cool and mysterious with my long skirts and like my coffee and my book. He's probably thinking, I'm the love of his life. or I'll hear two girls chatting on the side. And I'm like, they're probably talking about how cute I look. They're probably talking about how adorable my skirt is. Like, I will be thinking that all these people around me think that I'm so cool, that I am essential, that I am awesome. Are they in reality? No, probably not. But who the hell cares? And as long as I'm not hurting anyone, do it. Have fun. Create little stories in your head where you are the main character. Because the truth is, you are the main character of your own life. You might not be the main character of somebody else's, but you are the main character of your own life. Would you want to be a side character? Would you just want to be some random person? No. You want to be cool. You want to be important. You want to be essential. And in your life, my dear, you are. You are the center of the universe. Main character syndrome for me is strong. Rule number 2, nothing is ever your fault. Look, man, if I'm going to get canceled for anything, it's going to be for this. I know it, I fear it, and I understand it. I don't really know why I'm like this, but ever since I was little, I've really truly never believed anything was ever my fault. The time I recognized that I did this, I remember I was like 12 and I was like sitting down to eat, and my mom and we were like in a fight back and forth, and my mom just looks at me and she's like, Valeria, es que tú crees que nada es nunca tu culpa? Valeria, you just think that nothing is ever your fault? And I looked at my mom dead in the eyes and I was like, nothing is ever my fault. I said it with such heart. Like, I believed every word of it. I was like, nothing is ever my fault. And I realized that I'd done this my entire life ever since I was little. If I failed an exam, it wasn't that I didn't study enough. It wasn't that I didn't study the right things. It wasn't that I didn't work hard enough. No, the exam was too hard. If I didn't get into a certain school, it wasn't, oh, I didn't try enough. I didn't do extracurriculars. I should have done more. I should have done this. No, it was the school's fault. They didn't realize that they should have had me. God knows why I do this. Don't understand, but I've done this since I was yay high, and I still do this to the day. Sometimes I take it too far. Sometimes I'm like, okay, Valeria, time to reel it in. But for the most part, if something goes haywire, if something doesn't go my way, it's not on me. It's on the other person. It's on the circumstance. It's on the universe. It's on, I just wasn't meant to have it or hold it or be it or whatever it is. If I didn't make the play, okay, well, they just didn't recognize my talent. But that's not on me. It's not because I wasn't good enough or talented enough. It's on them for not realizing it. Delusional, yes, a little bit. But it's so important. It's a way to protect your peace, okay? But I'm not dumb, okay? I do realize that I'm only human, and humans do make mistakes. There are times in my life where I'm like, girl, you fucked up. Like, it's on you, it's on nobody else. It truly is on you. Recently, oh my God, this one was so bad. The only guy I had ever actually liked, like a guy that I actually thought was like cute, I was obsessed with, I accidentally ghosted. Like, I, for some reason, thought he had ghosted me, and then I waited 4 or like 5 months, something ridiculous, because I was like, I'm not going to open the messages because he never responded to me. Screw you. I'm not going to respond to you. And then I waited like 4 or 5 months, and I was bored, and I was going through my WhatsApp messages, and then I opened it, and I was like, oh my God, I accidentally ghosted this man. Like, it was me. I'm the issue. I am the problem. The first thought that went through my head was like, no, Valeria, it's okay. It's not your fault. You just forgot. Your brain forgot. It's not on you. Your brain just forgot. What logic is that? The way I tried to reason it, I was like, no, Valeria, it's not you. It's just your brain. That's the truth. And that's how I always am. Like, I always try to make it not be my fault. And the truth of the matter is, I ghosted someone who I actually really liked. Nobody else's fault but my own. But I think it's important. I think it's important to always delude yourself a little bit. It's always important to not feel the weight of the world in your shoulders, because so many people feel that everything that they do, they always blame themselves. Oh, I should have done more. Oh, I should have done this. Oh, I should have tried harder. Oh, I should have remembered this. Sometimes, my dears, it's not your fault. So I might take it to an extreme and always think that nothing is ever my fault, but sometimes it's healthy. Sometimes it's important to recognize that if I'm not getting this or that, or whatever I want in life, it's not because of me. It's because of another person, of a circumstance, of the universe, because I wasn't meant to have it, to hold it, to be it, or whatever it is. At the end of the day, sometimes things are just not your fault. When you make mistakes, own up to them, but don't let it hold you back. I think that today in the age, people are so focused on placing people into categories. You're either good or you're bad. There's no in between. Like, if you do something bad, suddenly you're a horrible effing person and you deserve the very, very worst. And if you do something good and you're a pure, kind soul that works with orphans, then you are the best person in the whole wide world and nobody will ever measure up and you will never do anything wrong. Now, the truth of the matter is, I think personally, everybody is just human. We all do stuff that we don't want to do, that we don't mean to do because of societal pressures, because of this, because of that, because of ignorance, because of who knows. I guess a good example of this is cheating. This might be a very controversial take. I'm not saying cheat on your significant others. Don't. Oh, there's this one guy. He cheated on his girlfriend once. And it eats him alive. Like, when we would talk, it was like the weight of the world was on their shoulders. 5 years had passed. And whenever something bad would happen, it was like, no, I deserve this. I deserve the very worst because I did the very worst to someone that I loved. And I just remember thinking, I'm like, yeah, okay, I like that's sweet. It's sweet that you care that much. It's sweet. But at the same time, you are letting your past mistakes hold you back. You're not helping anyone at the end of the day. Just don't let guilt eat you alive and paralyze you and not let you move forward with your life. No, because everybody has done bad things and everybody has done good things. But sometimes we focus on the bad instead of focusing on the good. So we think about all the bad things that we've done and all the bad things that we deserve. And it's like, no, baby, be more forgiving with yourself, okay? Would you forgive somebody else if they did what you did? Probably, because humans are human. We're human, we all make mistakes. Forgive yourself and move forward. Verbally affirm to yourself how much you adore yourself each and every day. Look, man, if something makes me sound like Narcissus himself, it is this. This is where you might be like, Valeria, you have a little bit of narcissism. And I would have to agree, because what is the story of Narcissus? This ancient Greek man in this village who saw his reflection in a pond and would just spend hours, days, years staring at himself and being like, oh, I'm so beautiful, I'm so gorgeous, and then just didn't pay attention to anybody else in the village, didn't get married or something like that. Yeah, maybe I will sound a little bit like Narcissus, but I think we all need a little bit of Narcissus in our lives, because I think it's so important to verbally affirm to yourself every single morning or every single day. Whenever you do something that's right, whenever you do something that is good, say it. And I want you to say it out loud. I have done this ever since I was little, and I didn't even realize I did this. But when I'll be looking at myself in the mirror, I'll be like, oh my God, I'm so pretty. And I'll say it out loud. Regardless of whether or not there's people in the room, I'll be putting on my makeup, getting ready to go out. I'm like, God, I look gorgeous. I'll say it out loud. Yeah. Or if I do well on an exam, I'll be like, oh, I'm so smart. And I'll say it out loud. So this is where I can come off as a little bit narcissistic. This is where my friends literally made me cry at dinner. It wasn't the sweetest thing in the world. But they were like, yeah, you're a little bit narcissistic. And I was like, what? I was like, what are you talking about? Because it's not, I don't actually talk about myself all day, every day. I was like, what do you mean? I was like, do I talk about myself too much? And they were like, no, nothing like that. It's just you will be like, oh, I look so cute today. Oh, I'm so adorable. Oh, you'll verbally say things about yourself. And I remember thinking, I was like, well, yeah, because if you're not going to say it, I'm going to say it. I deserve to hear it. I deserve to hear it. And then they were like, yeah, but it can be very triggering to someone who isn't as secure as you are. Oh, that broke me, because I thought about that. I was like, the last thing I ever want to do is make someone feel insecure. So do with this information what you will, because I do think it is so important in order to love yourself, to verbally affirm to yourself when you feel positively about yourself. If you feel proud over something you did, verbally say it, regardless of whether or not there's someone in the room. Because if you don't, and you don't hear those words, and somebody else doesn't do that for you, you need to be the one to do it for yourself. Can it come off as a little bit narcissistic? Apparently. Surround yourself with people who love you as much as you should love yourself. The truth of the matter is, we view ourselves through the lens of how other people view and treat us. I wish that wasn't the case, but it is. So you need to surround yourself with people who want nothing more than to uplift you. Because I wish everybody was like this, but there's a lot of people who aren't. There's a lot of people in the world that will see you succeed and will get jealous or will get scared that you're going too far away from them. So they'll try to bring you down, and they'll say words and they'll say things and they'll do actions in order to bring you back down to their level. You don't want that. Surround yourself, friends, family, lovers, whoever it is, who want nothing more than to see you succeed, see you move forward, see you be happy, loving, and they verbally say it and they do nothing but make you feel good. I'm gonna cry. I have had a couple of friends in my life where sometimes I was I just felt really shitty when I was with them. I didn't realize why I was feeling really shitty, but they would say little snide comments oh, you're just a party girl. Oh, you're actually not that smart. Oh, you're kind of dumb, aren't you? Little snide comments like that. And I wouldn't realize how much it would hit me or eat me alive, these little playful jokes, until years passed. And I realized that that's how I viewed myself. So I just think it's important to surround yourself with people who love and adore you as much as you should love and adore yourself. Because if you're surrounded by people who love and adore you that much and be you are amazing because of this, this, and this, and this, you'll start turning around and being you're right, I am amazing because of this, this, and this, and this. And that's how you start falling in love with yourself. Once you see other people in love with you, it is also a lot easier to fall in love with yourself. So I guess that's my little cheat sheet. And yes, can it be a little bit narcissistic? Yes. But also, do I think more people should be a little bit narcissistic in this world? Yes. Because at the end of the day, these things are all true. You are, number one, the main character of your own story. Number two, nothing is ever actually your fault. It could be the universe. It could be greater than thou circumstances. It could be outside of your control. So why are you blaming yourself? If it is your fault, okay, recognize it's your fault, recognize you did something wrong, but don't let it hold you back. Don't let it eat you alive and paralyze you for the rest of the world, because at the end of the day, who's that helping? Nobody. Number 4, verbally affirm to yourself how much you love and adore yourself, because if you don't say it out loud, maybe nobody will, and you deserve to hear it. Number 5, only be surrounded by people who love and uplift you and make you fall in love with yourself as much as you should be in love with yourself. If you do all these things, there's no way you won't fall in love with yourself. Truly, no way you won't fall in love with yourself. If you have any questions, though, about it, let me know in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoy this podcast episode. I love and adore you all. I hope you know that. Success. Nobody entered the hostel dorm.